Welcome to War Bios, the podcast where we delve into the lives of history's most fascinating military leaders and warriors. I'm your host, General Biography, and today we're going to explore the captivating story of Matthias Corvinus, the 15th century king of Hungary who left an indelible mark on European history. Born in the midst of turmoil, Matthias would rise to become one of the most revered figures of the Renaissance era, known for his military prowess, diplomatic finesse, and cultural achievements. To understand the man behind the legend, we must first examine his formative years. Matthias Corvinus was born on February 23, 1443, in Kolozsvár, a city in the heart of Transylvania, to János Hunyadi, a renowned Hungarian military leader, and Erzsébet Szilágyi, a member of the noble Szilágyi family. The city of Kolozsvár, with its picturesque streets and vibrant marketplaces, was a hub of cultural and economic activity, attracting merchants, scholars, and artists from across Europe. As a child, Matthias was exposed to the harsh realities of war and the intricacies of statecraft. His father, János Hunyadi, was a skilled military commander who had fought against the Ottoman Empire, which posed a constant threat to Hungary's borders. The fall of Constantinople in 1453, when Matthias was just 10 years old, sent shockwaves throughout Christendom, highlighting the urgent need for strong leadership against the Ottoman menace. Matthias's education played a significant role in shaping his future. He was tutored by the renowned scholar, János Vitéz, who instilled in him a deep love of classical learning and a broad understanding of the world beyond Hungary's borders. Under Vitéz's guidance, Matthias developed a strong foundation in Latin, Greek, and mathematics, which would later facilitate his interactions with European leaders and intellectuals. The city of Buda, with its imposing castle and bustling streets, played a significant role in Matthias's early life. As the capital of Hungary, Buda was a hub of political and cultural activity, attracting scholars, artists, and diplomats from across Europe. It was here that Matthias would later establish his royal court, surrounded by the trappings of power and the intrigue of international politics. As Matthias grew older, he began to take an active interest in the affairs of state and the military campaigns of his father. He often accompanied János Hunyadi on his military expeditions, learning the tactics and strategies of warfare firsthand. This early exposure to the harsh realities of combat would serve Matthias well in his future roles as a commander and leader. The historical context of Matthias's early years was marked by the expanding Ottoman Empire, which posed a constant threat to Hungary's borders. The Kingdom of Hungary, with its rich cultural heritage and strategic location, found itself at the crossroads of Europe, torn between the competing interests of the Holy Roman Empire, the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, and the Ottoman Empire. These formative years would lay the groundwork for his future achievements as a military commander, a statesman, and one of the most revered figures of the Renaissance era. The seeds of greatness were sown in this fertile soil, and it is here that we find the roots of Matthias's later success. Matthias's ascent to the throne began in 1458, when he was just 15 years old. Following the death of King Ladislaus V, Matthias was elected king by the Hungarian nobles, largely due to his father János Hunyadi's influence and reputation as a military leader. However, Matthias faced significant challenges from the outset, including the threat of the Ottoman Empire, internal power struggles, and the need to consolidate his authority. To address these challenges, Matthias relied on his education, strategic thinking, and charisma. He surrounded himself with a talented group of advisors, including János Vitéz, who had tutored him in his youth. Together, they implemented a series of reforms aimed at strengthening the Hungarian monarchy, improving the economy, and enhancing the country's military capabilities. One of Matthias's most significant achievements was the creation of the Black Army, a powerful and well-disciplined military force that would become the backbone of Hungary's defenses. The Black Army was composed of skilled mercenaries from across Europe, who were attracted by Matthias's reputation as a strong leader and the promise of generous pay and booty. Under Matthias's command, the Black Army achieved numerous victories against the Ottoman Empire, securing key border towns and territories. Matthias's military campaigns were characterized by innovative tactics and strategies, which often caught his enemies off guard. He was a master of using terrain to his advantage, employing clever ambushes and exploiting the weaknesses of his opponents. For example, in 1479, Matthias led a daring campaign against the Ottoman Empire, capturing the strategic city of Sabax and inflicting significant casualties on the enemy. In addition to his military prowess, Matthias was also a skilled diplomat and strategist. He navigated the complex web of alliances and rivalries between European powers with ease, forming key relationships with leaders such as Emperor Frederick III and King Casimir IV of Poland. These alliances enabled Matthias to secure crucial support for his military campaigns and protected Hungary's interests in the face of Ottoman aggression. Matthias's cultural achievements were equally impressive. He was a patron of the arts and sciences, attracting scholars, artists, and intellectuals from across Europe to his court in Buda. The city became a hub of Renaissance culture, with Matthias himself being an accomplished poet and writer. His court was renowned for its splendor, with lavish feasts, tournaments, and ceremonies that showcased the wealth and power of the Hungarian monarchy. As we examine Matthias Corvinus's rise to power and his military campaigns, it becomes clear that he was driven by a combination of factors, including a desire to protect Hungary's borders, a need to consolidate his authority, and a passion for cultural and intellectual pursuits. His achievements were not without controversy, however, as some critics argued that his military campaigns were excessively costly and that his emphasis on luxury and display undermined the country's economic stability. Despite these criticisms, Matthias Corvinus remains one of the most revered figures in Hungarian history, celebrated for his military victories, cultural achievements, and strategic innovations. As Matthias grew older, he began to face significant personal and professional challenges. His health declined, and he suffered from bouts of illness, which forced him to rely increasingly on his advisors and nobles. Despite these challenges, Matthias remained a shrewd and calculating leader, navigating the complex web of alliances and rivalries between European powers with ease. One of the most significant relationships Matthias maintained during this period was with Emperor Frederick III, who had long been a key ally and supporter. The two leaders shared a deep mutual respect, and their relationship was built on a foundation of trust and cooperation. However, as the years passed, Matthias began to feel increasingly constrained by the terms of their alliance, which he believed limited Hungary's ability to pursue its own interests. In response, Matthias sought to diversify his alliances, forming relationships with other European leaders, including King Casimir IV of Poland and the Duke of Burgundy. These alliances enabled him to maintain a delicate balance of power in the region, protecting Hungary's borders and securing crucial trade agreements. Despite these successes, Matthias faced significant challenges in maintaining Hungary's position in a rapidly changing world. The Ottoman Empire continued to pose a major threat, and Matthias was forced to devote significant resources to defending Hungary's southern borders. Additionally, the rise of the Habsburgs in Austria posed a new challenge as they sought to expand their territory and influence in the region. Matthias's personal life also became increasingly complicated during this period. He married twice, first to Catherine of Polygrad and then to Beatrice of Naples, but both marriages were childless, leading to concerns about the succession and the future of the Hungarian monarchy. Despite these challenges, Matthias remained a devoted husband and father figure, taking great interest in the education and upbringing of his adopted son, John Corvinus. As Matthias's life drew to a close, he became increasingly concerned with securing his legacy and ensuring the continuation of his policies. He worked tirelessly to promote the interests of Hungary, negotiating key trade agreements and securing alliances that would protect the country for generations to come. Matthias Corvinus died on April 6, 1490, at the age of 47, leaving behind a legacy that would shape Hungarian history and culture for centuries to come. His military victories, cultural achievements, and strategic innovations had made him a legend in his own time, and his impact continued to be felt long after his death. In conclusion, Matthias Corvinus was a complex and multifaceted figure, driven by a combination of factors, including a desire to protect Hungary's borders, a need to consolidate his authority, and a passion for cultural and intellectual pursuits. His legacy continues to fascinate us to this day, offering insights into the complexities of 15th century European politics and the enduring power of human creativity and innovation. As we reflect on Matthias's life and achievements, we are reminded that even the most powerful leaders are not immune to the challenges and uncertainties of life, but it is how they respond to these challenges that truly defines their character and legacy. That's all for today's War Bios. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, I'm General Biography reminding you to keep marching toward victory.